All right, ladies and germs, what we're gonna do here is add uh, some appeal to this house right now. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this little section here. I'm using this picture for reference of an elevation that we're making here in 3ds Max. I'm gonna be putting this section on the house and then do the gutter. We're going to add a chimney in this video. So this is going to be a pretty short chimney, or a short video. In the next video we're going to do the door, and then we're going to make a couple of slight adjustments, and then we're going to stop with that. So on the windows we still need, it looks like we need, we've got the frames. Our frames are pretty small, but that's fine, and we've got this in the last video. Let's check this picture again. It looks like that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put this section in first. We're just going to do it to the front of the house. Alright, so whatever view you want to be in, it might be easiest to press P for perspective, and we need to select an edge. So first we have to click on the house, and I'm going to press 2, or you can go to the Modify tab here and select edge, which is right here, also number 2. So what I'm going to do is zoom in on this section right here, this corner edge. I'm going to select this corner edge, and I'm going to select this corner edge here. Actually, the easiest way to do this is just to hold control. We've got some lines here. There is a way to go through. I'm holding control and clicking these edges. There is a way to select all these edges in between, but it is rather tricky until you can get the hang of it. One way is to hold Shift and then click and drag, but it's kind of tricky. So what I would just suggest doing is to, actually, this is probably the best way. Sorry, I just got out of a meeting and my head's all over the place right now. So probably the best way to approach this is to press F. And I'm going to look at this, or L, depending on the orientation of your house. I'm looking at this. This right here is the front of the house, and here are the edges that I want to select. So I'm just going to click and drag like this. That's it. So if I'm looking at this from the flat side orthographically, so up here I'm looking at, you press U to go in the orthographic, and then you press F to look at it from the side, or L depending on, like I said, the orientation. You find the front of the house, and then you just click and drag like that. So I just selected all the edges. That's probably the quickest way. Quickest and most painless. So I'm going to press P to go into perspective here, and I'm going to connect an edge. So I'm just going to hit the settings box next to connect. If I'm going too fast, remember you can hit pause. And this is all, these numbers are arbitrary. There's just go ahead and eyeball it. So I just moved it about that distance from the window. And now I'm going to take, holding control, I'm going to select this top row of polygons while holding control again and just clicking these. And I'm going to press M and open up a material here. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and steal this concrete material that's down here that we put in the last video at the base here. I'm just going to go ahead and put it up here as well. So I'm going to click on this, and now I'm going to press F2 at the top of the keyboard to toggle on and off. It looks very similar to this, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it like that. Again, I'm referencing this picture here. What this looks like doesn't really matter right now. Now that I put that up there, I'm not really a big fan of the way that looks. It looks kind of random and weird. But what we did was we learned a lot of stuff on how to select and how to apply one material over another material, and how to select multiple polygons and edges from the side. So that's valuable information that I'm just going to go ahead and leave you with that. And now what we're going to do in here is we're going to add a chimney and some gutters. So first I'm going to add, let's do the gutters. This is very easy. We're just going to create very simple generic gutter. So I'm going to start, click on the plus sign. I'm pressing P to go into perspective view, and I'm going to make a box, and before I drag it, I'm going to click on here and I'm going to make it white. And first I'm going to eyeball it the best I can the length of the house, and about that thick, and I'm going to press W and go ahead and move this up. And my changing the colors didn't work, so I'm going to go ahead and just do it again. Click on the Modify tab, click on this color right here, and click white, and click OK. Okay, now I'm going to move it up to the bottom of the roof. And the easiest way to do this is to do it from multiple different views. So I'm going to press L right now to line it up from the front view. So it looks good here, and this is another good view to press R. I'm going to hold this button down right here on the scale tool and make sure I have the white box selected for scale. And I'm going to scale this the length of the roof. And now I'm going to press F and line it up from this view. So first of all, I don't know what this is. I think that might be my ceiling. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to press F again, and then I'm going to click at my gutter here. And I'm going to align it in this view. And as you can see here, it looks not very much like the shape of a gutter, so I'm going to press R, and I'm going to adjust it so it does run right into the gutter. And again, I'm going to press F and look at this from the side, and I'm going to hold Shift and drag it to the back of the house and line it up here. Okay. Now these are some options that you can do when we make the houses that you guys design the floor plan for. It looks like I made a mistake in the back here. I must have deleted a polygon, but I'm going to go ahead and ignore that. If we were in class and we had this as a problem as a class, I would show you to do that, but since not everybody probably has this problem, I'm just going to ignore it. And in the videos in the past, I asked you to create glass windows for the back and the side. I didn't do that in an effort to save time. So let's do a chimney next. So I'm going to create a box. I'm going to look at this picture for reference and see the chimney is rather wide here. It's about the width, maybe a little bit bigger than one of these windows, and probably about 3 or 4 feet deep. So I'm going to go ahead and create a box and use this window as a guide. And I'm going to move it up. Okay, I'm going to do that in 2 views, F and L. So first I'm going to press F. I'm going to line it up in this view. And I'm going to scale it. That's way too big. So I'm going to scale it. And now I'm going to move it down and try to center it the best I can. Okay, this gizmo here is a good indication of the center. Now, in the future, when we do our own plans and we have snap to grid turned on, we won't have to worry about the center of stuff. But again, my explanation for that is I don't want to throw everything absolutely at you guys at once, so we're going to ease into doing stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to do a generic chimney here. So first what you see, we have some of these shapes up here, and we're going to go ahead and get into making not that stuff, but we'll make this right here. We'll just throw some bricks on that and give it a top section and throw cement on it so it matches the house. Okay, so once you line it up in F and then you line it up in L, we're going to convert it into an editable poly. And I'm going to press 4 or click on the polygon option right here. I'm going to select the top polygon. I just pressed F2 to toggle back on that red highlight. I'm going to hit the settings box next to the word extrude. I'm going to right click on these up and down arrows to reset the number from 10 to 0. And I'm going to drag up and eyeball this to about, let's say, 1.2 here. And I'm going to hit the check mark. And now I'm going to click the word that says grow. So it selects the next row of polygons, so I don't have to go around and select them. I'm going to press M, and I'm going to grab this cement and press F2 to toggle on and off cement. Okay, I'm probably not going to change that. So I'm going to press F2 to toggle back that back on selection. I'm going to press Control I now to select the opposite of the polygons I have selected, and I'm going to throw a brick on it. And this I am definitely going to change because those bricks are F2. They're not way too small. They actually look the same. So if those looked bad, I would go and I would add, press U, I would add a UVW map, and I would change it to box, and then I would change the length, width, height, and the tiling of it to adjust it so it matches the bricks down here. You want them to look exactly the same. Since I didn't need to do that, I'm going to go ahead and delete that modifier, and I'm going to stop the video here. In the next video, we're going to do the door.